The bell that resets reality every hour. A Course in Miracles, inspired perception shift experiment. There is a bell that never belonged to time. It sounds like it does. It rings on the hour. But it is not marking progress, it is interrupting it. Think of a school bell. Not the kind that tells students they are getting closer to graduation, the kind that cuts through whatever was happening and says, "Stop." Books close, conversations pause, momentum breaks. What was unfolding does not get to continue uninterrupted. Something else is introduced. Not information, not instruction, just interruption. Now imagine that same bell, but instead of ending a class, it ends a conclusion. Because that is what builds the sense of continuity. A thought happens, then another thought builds on it, then meaning forms, then identity attaches, and by the end of an hour, there is a full story in motion. The bell does not argue with the story, it does not correct it, it simply rings. And in that ringing, the mind is given a single option. See it differently. Not fix it, not improve it, not analyze it. Just do not carry it forward the same way. That is why it feels like a reset. But nothing is being reset. Nothing is being rewound. What is absent is accumulation. Without accumulation, there is no momentum. Without momentum, there is no story moving through time. This is where the confusion begins to loosen, because it feels like something should be happening. Something should be changing, improving, progressing. But the bell is not here to create an event. It is here to reveal that the event was never solid to begin with. So when it rings, it does not bring a miracle. It reveals that the miracle was overlooked. A miracle, not as spectacle, but as a shift in perception. Not something added, something uncovered. This is why it feels spontaneous, because it is not produced by effort. It appears when effort is not continued. There is a temptation to replace the bell, to upgrade the phrase, refine the wording, find something deeper. But depth is not in the words. Depth is in what no longer resists them. The same bell, heard again and again, does not become more powerful. The resistance to it becomes thinner, and as resistance thins, what was always present becomes less obscured. So the question is no longer, is there something better to use? The question becomes, what has not yet been fully allowed here? And that question does not run out. This is why it can feel like it could continue indefinitely, because nothing is being built. Each ringing does not add to the last. It releases the last. So there is no endpoint waiting, no mastery to achieve, only the absence of carrying forward what was never stable. Set a bell, use a phone, a watch, a timer, or a voice that reminds you on the hour. Or do not. The tool is not the point. The interruption is. Let the bell ring into whatever seems to be happening, not to change it, but to see it without the weight it was just given. And notice what quietly disappears when nothing is carried forward. Because what seemed like repetition was actually interruption. What seemed like structure was dissolving structure. And what seemed like a reminder was undoing the need to remember anything at all.